What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Rewind That Back. And if this is your first time here, hey, thank you for stopping by. I'm your host, Omega, and today we're going to dive deep into the final episode of Disney Plus, WandaVision. But now, if you have not watched the last episode of WandaVision, yeah, this video is not for you. I suggest you pause it, go watch it, and then come back. Oh, we wait for you. Oh, you back? You watched it? All right, here we go. Now we're about to do a full breakdown, and it's going to contain some spoilers, all right? And we're going to reveal some Easter eggs that you might have missed. And we're going to try to predict where the Marvel Cinematic Universe will go from here. And we're going to have fun while we're doing it. All right, let's get it popping. Okay, so episode 9 starts off where episode 8 left us, with a straight up witch battle about to pop off in the middle of a street. And hearing Tommy say, "Hey, save my brother," yeah, that was pretty deep. And I don't know about you, but when Wanda hit Agatha with her go-to Dragon Ball Z Power Blast, and you can see behind the boys in the background, Agatha doing a plank of all planks. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm not talking about just any kind of plank. This possessed plank was the plank of the devil.
Is that a priest in the
I'm
house?
just saying, somebody call a priest, get some holy oil, get some holy water, do something. I was like, run, boys, run. Right. And instead of that happening, they just got grounded. I'm like, what? The Wanda was like, go to your room. I mean, how you get grounded in the middle of a fight? I mean, she did say go to the house, but I mean, they went to the room. They were grounded. And then I knew it. We were about to get the greatest hand battle light show on Disney Plus ever. And I mean, Wanda was pulling out all of her old school tricks. I mean, she was really going for it. She did the old school move, while you're flying, I'm going to hit you from behind with a car. But at least it was only 1 instead of 10 like she did Iron Man. I mean, I think it might have been 10. I don't know. It was a whole lot of cars. Poor Tony. And then we were blessed with the old school Wizard of Oz house crashed on top of the witch while her shoes sticking out Easter egg. Wow. And for the ones that was really keeping up with the series, we kind of knew where this was going to go, and it went there too. Wanda realized that Agatha was draining her powers. And not only draining her powers, but draining her life source as well. And man, let me tell you, Wanda hand looked like she needed to drink a lot of H2O and dip that bad boy in a bucket of lotion. I mean, man, I'm surprised her wedding ring stayed on her finger. And when Wanda was looking around for Agatha, trying to see when she was going to pop up and do her demon-possessed plank again, she see the reflection of Vision in one of the house windows floating down from the sky behind her. Now, at this point, we all know it's not Vision. The director knows it's not Vision. The writer knows it's not Vision. Even Elizabeth Olsen knows it's not Vision. But Wanda? Yeah, Wanda was confused. Is it Vision or who? What? I mean, I'm not trying to be funny, but in this case, white is not right. I mean, everyone on the whole planet would have been like, dude, what happened to your color? But no, not Wanda. She was like, Vision? And the fake Vision was like, Wanda. And when she heard that voice, she just melted and just gave up. I was like, Wanda, really? But I guess it's true. Love will make you blind to some things. And the way he was squeezing her head and her head was cracking and you could hear the sound of it, I was like, Wanda got one hard head and a strong neck, because he just picked her up and she was dangling and screaming. I mean, she really was screaming, but I was like, ugh. And then the real Vision swooped in and saved her. I mean, it took him 2 episodes to get here, but hey, better late than never. And then we were blessed with our first superhero landing of the episode, courtesy of Wanda. Followed by the 80s and 90s action blow-up scene in the background while you're walking away looking smooth and not looking back, Spectral Vision. I said, oh, that boy bad. Oh, he's bad. And then we get the scene where Monica is stuck in the attic of a house with quote-unquote Fietro. Now, there's a plot hole or something that just was not explained was, okay, Monica have her powers now. Given she don't know how to use them, but she have her powers and she use them on instinct. How did Pietro get her all the way up there in that attic and then she can't get out? Anyway, I guess we won't get that explanation. And back to the Vision on Vision battle up in the air. We got like the big laser show. Laser show. I mean, it's a great light show. And then they finally used Vision the way we thought he should be used, like with all the phasing. I mean, when Spectral Vision tried to reach and grab Vision's Infinity Stone, I mean, he phased right on through it. Like, okay, yeah, we've been there before, but you won't get to me again.
Not today, good
I'm not even gonna get into that. And Thanos reaching for it. Maybe his body was just damaged. But yeah, let me stay focused. But ladies and gentlemen, the fight scene was a good fight scene. And then we get our second superhero landing of the episode, courtesy of Vision. 2, ladies and gentlemen, we get 2 superhero landings. And then we go where Jimmy is detained by director, don't even get me started with him. Director Trash, and using his magic skills to get out of some handcuffs. Smooth move. And calling for backup. I'm beginning to think that Jimmy is like the new MCU's Coulson. And then back to Agatha, where she continued to try to bait Wanda into using more power so she could drain her some more. Agatha reveals the Darkhold book and start schooling us on it. She was like, yeah, Wanda, you up in this book, a whole chapter dedicated to you. You're dangerous. You're not even supposed to exist. You are a myth. You will destroy this world. Now give me your power. But now if you look at the opposite page that the Scarlet Witch is on, it looked like a multiverse to me. It looked like several different universes. Now maybe it's a multiverse Easter egg. I don't know. I didn't write this. I didn't direct this. I don't know. But it looked like it to me. And then we find ourselves back with Monica and the guy with the speed, and we get the letdown of all letdowns. We find out that the Marvel Cinematic Universe trolled all of us. This is not the Quicksilver from Fox movies. This is not Mephisto disguised as Quicksilver. This is Ralph. I mean, Agnes' husband, Ralph. You know, the Ralph that she's been talking about the whole series? That's Ralph. And get this, his last name is Boner. The look on Monica's face when she realized he was Ralph and his last name is the same look all of us had. Man, I was so happy when she flipped him over and said, let's see how she's controlling you. Yeah, let's just take him off the board. We don't want to see him anymore. But I promise you, on a side note, I was saying, I got next. Yeah, Monica, flip me too. Please, flip me.
Wow, chicka, wow,
please.
Wow.
And then we find ourselves with the boys that got put on punishment for getting captured. I mean, really, was it their fault? Yeah, but they're in their rooms looking, and Billy he shows some more powers where he see the future. He see that the mom, Wanda needs help, and the boys come to the rescue. And back with Agatha, she just telling, Wanda, hey, you're doing all this. I'm just sitting back watching, trying to learn what you're doing, but you're the one doing all of this. And Wanda's like, no. And then Agatha frees one person, and she's like, hey, my real name is such and such, and I have a daughter, and she could play with your son. If you like, you can write that in the script. Just wake him up and let him come out the room. And Wanda's like, what? And stop it. And Agatha's like, no, this is all you. And she frees the whole town. And everyone is like, yo, just free us. I mean, this is horrible. We when we go to sleep, we see your nightmares. Just free us. And Wanda's like, no, I'm giving you guys a good life. Now, I really do believe that we've seen this before.
Deja vu.
Thanos thought that he was going to give everybody a good life. Half of the people that was left living. Killmonger and Black Panther thought that, hey, we're going to make things better if we go and just throw our power around. So yeah, even Loki was like, yeah, you're better off with me as a leader. You're better off under my control. So yeah, at this point, Wanda's looking real villainous. I mean, she's a villain. And had another meltdown. I mean, a full-on breakdown, choking everybody in the street, and wouldn't let go. And everybody's screaming. And I'm like, yeah, this is just a straight villain. And even Agatha was like, you don't look like a hero to me. You're kind of torturing everybody. Yeah, you might want to let go of that. And Wanda stopped, and she was like, oh, I'm so sorry. How you gonna say sorry after you really just was like choking everybody with your powers? I mean, you got to do more than say sorry. And then later was like, just kill us. If you're not gonna free us, just kill us. And Wanda was like, I'll free you. And Agatha was like, okay, free them. And Wanda was like, okay, since you want to call me out. And she did like the old 10 Commandments, part the Red Sea move in the sky, and the heads just opened up, and everybody did the mad dash. Right. Now, did Agatha want everyone to be free? No. What she wanted was for Wanda to use her powers in a great way to open up the heads so she could drain more of that power. And in the meanwhile, Vision and Spectral Vision is up in the air, still having a Top Gun laser light neon festive show battle. Our Vision is starting to lose pieces of his body because the hex is falling apart. So yeah, our Vision is losing his fight because we find out in an earlier episode that Vision cannot exist outside the hex. So as Decay and Vibranium fall from the sky, Director Trash, Director Hayward, and his people say, hey, it's time to go in now. The hex is open. It's time for us to move. Let's make our move. So now we have Wanda getting rid of the hex. We have Agatha waiting, draining power, low-key draining power. We have Vision falling apart. We have the kids trying to run and help their mother, but they're kind of falling apart too because they cannot survive out of the hex too, as we found out. And then you have Director Hayward.
He almost said trash again.
Director Hayward and his people coming in to attack Wanda. So, yeah. And we have Monica trying to get to Wanda. So it's all about to come to a head. Now, Wanda is torn between letting the people go and breaking down the hex or saving her husband and her kids. Which one do you think she's going to pick? Yeah, the pressure of hearing your kids call for you as they yell out in pain, and hearing your husband yell out in pain and calling for his kids because they're feeling the same pain he's feeling. Yeah, she's going to pick her family. And after picking her family and putting back up the hex, Agatha decided to try to shoot all of them at one time, knowing that Wanda would protect them, and started to drain more of her power. And straight up left Wanda with two raggedy looking hands. I mean, she looked like she really needed about 5 gallons of H2O. She needed to dip both of them in some lotion or some lard. And she looked like she needed some IV fluid. I mean, those hands were dry. I mean, man, you couldn't even love your own mama with those hands. Shit, anybody got any Gatorade? And then we get the scene where it's a shout out to the Incredibles or a shout out to the first Avengers movie where the whole family just circled together in a straight up superhero stance. Man, yeah, I'm getting the Incredibles vibe. I'm getting the Fantastic Four vibe. Yeah, that was it. But on a side note, when you look at Billy looked like he was saying, Jesus Christ. And then Sword pulled up on the scene and triggered Agatha. Agatha was like, you know what? Different century, same old crap. And picked up like 4 or 5 soldiers and raised them in the air and was really going to smash them into the street. I mean, she was like, you about to go bam on the hard concrete. And here come Wanda for the save, catching them just in time before they become permanent stains on the concrete. And then Vision was like, let's fight. I'll take Spectral Vision. And Wanda was like, okay, boys, you can take care of the soldiers. And then Wanda went after Agatha and showed a whole nother level of power. I don't know about you, but I've been catching up with all the MCU movies. I mean, I've been keeping up with them. And I've never seen Wanda disappear. I mean, the way she did it, she did like a Lucky Charm river dance disappear. I mean, left Agatha all confused. She was looking around like, wait, what? When did she learn how to do that? And then meanwhile, the boys just took care of the soldiers just like that. Billy froze him up and Tommy just did his speed just like his uncle and ended up with some glasses and a hat like his uncle. Yeah. But not the MCU's uncle, the Fox movies uncle, or you know what I mean.
Boner.
And then we get Director Hayward or Director Trash because, yeah, this was a trash move that he tried to pull off. I mean, who does this? He get out his truck, grab his gun, and proceed to try to shoot kids. Who shoot kids? Man. But in his defense, he was trying to shoot somebody between the kids, because he was shooting between the kids. The bullets were not going towards the kids at all in the beginning. And he was a horrible shot. I don't know what's going on with this dude. And then Monica see the trash move about to happen, and she's like, no, stop. But he's shooting anyway. So she jumps in front of the kids, not knowing that they have powers, and her powers kick in. And her powers are kind of smooth too. I'm not sure. I guess this is one thing that she can do, is bullets can slow down when they go through her. The light inside of her stop the bullets. Her eyes glow to the color of the bullets, and the bullets drop, except she misses one. But here's the thing, she can move so fast that she literally was looking at one of the bullets fly by that she missed. But Billy was like, nah, sis, I got this. I got powers too. And just stopped the bullet. Like, boom. Yeah, we both powerful up in here. I got this. But thank you for the save. And when Director Trash tried to get away, boom, Darcy come in for the save. It took her 2 episodes to get here, but she's here. She crashed right into him. Yeah, have fun in prison. And this is the last we see of Darcy, period. She straight dipped on the scene. Maybe she got warrants, I don't know. And meanwhile, we have Vision and Spectral Vision in the library just throwing down. They having a straight up battle again. Just straight up just going at each other. Just phasing through each other and a light show. We get both with these guys. And Vision is like, why are you doing this? And Spectral Vision is like, yeah, my directive is to kill, attack, or destroy Vision. And Vision is like, wait a minute, but I'm not Vision. Vision was like, I only have a little essence of Vision inside of me, and I don't even have the body parts. You, on the other hand, you have the body parts, you just don't have the essence of Vision. So if I'm Vision, you're Vision. If I'm not Vision, you're not Vision. Now what? And Spectral Vision was like, wait a minute, pause. And he hit us with the most amazing robotic nerd line of the decade. I request elaboration. Ooh, man, I can't wait to hit my mama with that. I'm gonna be like, she gonna say something and I'll be like, what? Wait, I request elaboration. And she's gonna be like, what? But Vision was like, hey, have you studied the ship of Theseus? And Spectral Vision was like, of course. And everyone watching was like, the ship of what? What? And the nerds was like, the ship of Theseus. And I was like, hey, Google. And some black people were like, the ship of Zion, what? What? No. Wait, what? Offensive. Long story short, if you have a ship and it goes out to sea and it stays at sea and the salt water starts to decay parts of the ship and you have to replace parts of the ship piece by piece. And if you eventually replace every part of that ship, is it the same ship? Should it be the same name? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we went from keep pounding, fist fighting, laser popping to sit down and make you think. And Vision was like, hey, let me help you out, and reached out and touched Spectral Vision on the forehead on his art reactor and back down memory lane. And Spectral Vision processed all of Vision, the colorful Vision's memory. Now, whether or not the Vision that we know have all of his memory, or do we have Wanda's memory of Vision? So there is a difference. They did not make it clear in the series. We don't know. We're not the writer. We're not the director. We don't know. All we know is Spectral Vision went down MCU's Vision's memory. So we saw a lot of different scenes with Vision in it, with Ultron, with Thanos, a lot with Wanda, even the birth of Vision. So, but Wanda was there throughout all of those scenes. So I don't know. Maybe it's Wanda's memory of Vision. And that process was enough for Spectral Vision to come out of it and say, I am Vision. And then he just dipped. He just went up in the air and just left the scene. I mean, I don't know if the fact that he saw himself die twice, once by Wanda, once by Thanos, maybe that was enough for him to say, yo, I don't want any more parts of this. Whatever it is, we won't be seeing him anymore in this episode. But Paul Bettany is still in the MCU, so it's a win-win. We will see Vision again. Meanwhile, outside, Wanda hit Agatha with the old school Wanda move, creep up behind you and hit your brain. Yeah, just like she did the Avengers in Age of Ultron. Got him. She mentally sent Agatha back to old Salem where she drained the old coven. And Wanda was like, yeah, I got you now. This move is my best move. This move right here, yeah, it took out the whole Avengers and the Hulk. So yeah, I got you. And Agatha was like, no, just playing face. No. While the old people were getting up, the old witches was getting up. She was like, no, don't do it. And Wanda was like, yeah, I got you now. And then the dried up witches turned on Wanda. Yeah, you the Scarlet Witch. Yeah, you got to go, you. And Wanda was like, she was looking like, I bet you in her mind, she was like, pause, I request elaboration. And Agatha started laughing, like, I told you no, I told you don't do it. But then we get a scene with Wanda and she tapping into her Scarlet Witch powers and bring them both back to reality. And then we get the mother of all mothers hand battle light show flying Top Gun red sky scene ever. I mean, Wanda is throwing everything at Agatha, including the kitchen sink. She already threw a car at her earlier, so yeah, what's left? A kitchen sink. Missing sometimes, hitting sometimes. And when she hit, Agatha just drained some more powers. But Wanda was like, will just throw Hail Marys at you. At least that's what it looked like. Agatha was just laughing the whole while, like, yeah, give it up, Wanda. You got power, but you don't have knowledge. You don't know how to use it. Just give it up. You're not even supposed to exist. Give me your powers. Just let me drain you. I know earlier I said you can have this little piece of whatever you want, but yeah, you can't even have that. Just give me all your powers. And man, at this point, the way Wanda was looking like a zombie, like a crazy demon-fied zombie, I'm like, yeah, WandaVision Disney Plus, you guys are officially creepy. I mean, I was waiting for Wanda to just start saying brains, just throwing Hail Marys. At this point, it looked like she's so drained, she's just throwing desperate blows until she's just sitting there just dangling in the air, just lifeless almost. And then Agatha was like, yep, you're done. I got all your powers. Now I'm about to give the final blow to you. Say good night. And then we get hit with a scene and I'm like, what is this deja vu? I've seen this before. Let's see. Agatha thinks she's won. She shoots with her hands. Nothing happened. She looked down at her hands. We've seen this before. Thanos snap. Nothing happened. Then he look at his hand. And then Wanda's dangling there and Agatha look at her and like, what's going on? And Wanda throws her hand up and then her hands turned back to regular and not dried up anymore. And boom, voila. The student has become the teacher. Wanda was making runes. Just like Tony Stark raised up his hand and boom, he had the Infinity Stones in his gauntlet. In other words, Wanda beat Agatha at her own game and Tony Stark beat Thanos at his own game. Same song, different tune. So we find out that Wanda was missing on purpose. She was missing Agatha on purpose. She was shooting the heads, writing that rune. She was making a spell. The witch that casts a spell in a certain area has control of that area. And the witch that do not cast a spell have no control of anything in the area. I don't know about you, but thanks to Disney Plus and WandaVision, I think I know a little too much about witches now. And Wanda proceeds to absorb all of Agatha's powers, the powers that she stole from her and Agatha power and the power that Agatha drained from the other witches. So that created the Scarlet Witch. Wanda is straight up OP right now. Who gonna check her? Not Doctor Strange, because Agatha said that the Scarlet Witch had more power than the Sorcerer Supreme, which is Doctor Strange. So who gonna check her? Who gonna check her? I mean, some comic book nerds would say the Phoenix would check her, but the Phoenix is not in the MCU right now, so who gonna check her? So she imprisons Agatha in her own mind, in her own brain, in her own body. So, Agatha will stay there in Westview and play her own little role as a nosy neighbor, and she'll be there until MCU need her again. So I'm pretty sure we'll see Agatha again. I think we're going to need her to help out with her knowledge, to help out with the multiverse, because the multiverse is about to be an issue. So at this point, Wanda realizes that she has to let down the hits, she has to free the people, she has to right what she made wrong, and in doing so, she will lose Vision and her boys. Vision understand that too. The boys don't know anything about it, but they have agreed to do it. They have a nice little walk home as a family. The love is in the air, but it really is sad. They make it home as the heads is coming down. They put the boys to sleep and they say their good nights and they love you and they're proud of you and they get the hugs and kisses, and Wanda look back and say, hey, thank you for choosing me to be your mom, which says a whole lot. That means she didn't have any control over those boys. So Wanda did not create those boys. She willed them to be, but she didn't create them. They're from something else. Now Wanda created Vision. She created the hits. She created the storyline for the hits for the town, but she did not create those boys. She had them, but she didn't create them. They're from something else. That's why she said, thank you for choosing me, because they just came out of nowhere. And she had no control over them when she tried to use her powers to make them go to sleep when they were babies, try to get them to be quiet. So yeah, they're a part of something else. Even though they're bound to the hits, they are something else. Now in the living room, Wanda and Vision have their last words and goodbye and love, and Vision even asks, what am I? And Wanda, it's an intimate moment. He really wants to know, what am I? He know all of these things because he's a robot. He's a synthesoid, but what am I? And Wanda was like, you're a part of me. You're my love. You're the part of the mind stone that's inside of me. You're my vision. I mean, it was really deep, a deep moment, to the point when, you have Vision, dropping one tear out of his eye. So yeah, he's pretty human now. He's crying, so yeah, he's human. I don't care what you say. It's creepy that she's in love with a robot. I mean, a synthesoid, but yeah, the love is real. The love is there, and it's sad. And Vision dissolve away with the Hets, and the house dissolve away, and Wanda is left there in the beginning with an opened plot, and her clothes changed to what she had on when she first got there to the original Westview. So everything is kind of back to normal. Maybe not mentally, but physically, everything is back to normal. Now Wanda throw a hood on and walk back in town because she threw her car at Agatha early in the fight scene. So she cannot drive. She had to walk now. She can fly, but she chooses to walk. And I guess it's her facing what she done, and the walk of shame, the walk of humility, and everyone is looking at her. She's definitely a bad guy in their eyes. She's a straight villain. Monica's playing sympathy to it. I'm like, yeah, if I had your powers, I would try to, see my mom too. But deep down inside, yeah, Wanda was messed up. She took just innocent people and just, played puppets with them to try to make her life happy. And yeah, that's a villain. That's wrong. But who's going to check her? So she flies off away from the city, turn around and look back at the city one more time. And she flies away, looking like a flying, overpowered little Red Riding Hood. And it would not be MCU if we did not have a mid or end credit scene. So in the mid credit scene, we have Jimmy Woo directing traffic, telling everybody what to do. Monica is saying, hey, that looks good on you. I did not mean to rhyme, but I do it sometime. Hey, where is Darcy? I don't know. She dipped. Maybe she got warrants. I don't know. She dipped. And then a lady just come up and say, hey, Monica, they want to see you in the movie theater. And then we get the cliffhanger reveal that that lady is actually a Skrull in disguise. And she say, hey, the friend of your mom, yeah, he wants to see you. And Monica's like, where is he at? And she points up there. I don't know. Maybe she's talking about God. Maybe she's talking about somebody in the balcony. I don't know. Maybe he's on the ceiling, the top. I don't know. No, I'm just playing. It's this guy. No, some of y'all think it's this guy, Talos, but I don't think so. I think it's this guy, Nick Fury, because he is up in space. And then we get one more end credit scene, and the camera pans to the mountains. I know that some people think she probably went back home because there's a cabin at the bottom of the mountains, but I think she went to Wundagore. Wundagore is in the comics, and that is exactly where Wanda was born. And there's a whole lot of surprises in Wundagore. I mean, no, really, there is a surprise inside of Wundagore. So we get Wanda, she's sitting outside sipping on some Folgers or some Lipton sweet tea. I'm not sure what it is, but she gets up, walk inside and, warm up some more, get some more. And it's hot, but she touches it with her hands. She's OP. But then the camera pans into the bat room, and one of the last creepiest things we'll see on this episode is Wanda astroplaning back in the bat room, reading the Darkhold book. And it is one of the creepiest things I ever seen on MCU, period. Hands down to date. And I loved it. And as you notice, you can hear her son saying, Mommy, help us. And then she look up because they're out there. The souls are somewhere else in another dimension. And they're trapped by guess who?
Mephisto.